What is up, guys? Welcome in. It is a beautiful Thursday afternoon. I got to find a new phrase to start with. I feel like I start with that every time. But it is a beautiful Thursday afternoon. It was actually pretty nice out today. Sun was shining. It was beautiful. We are here today with no guest. I unfortunately had a busy week and was not able to find a guest, but we are here today to discuss two things. One, Gallipolis. Next weekend, we are still taking signups for Gallipolis. And two, the King of the Bay. So, with nothing further to do, as always, I am your host, Corey Jeffers. Hey, Brian, how you doing? This is the Mid-Ohio Catfishing Podcast. Let's get started with the introduction, and then we will dig into the topics of today. Again, Gallipolis and King of the Bay are the topics. We will be discussing them in full and answering any questions. It has now been a week since I launched it, or I don't know, half a week since I launched it, so I'm sure there are some questions. Nothing further to do. Let's get the intro going. We'll be right back.
Well, grab your boat and boat. We're heading for a fishing hole somewhere in the state of Ohio. You may fish in Sandusky, but we ain't gonna count no muskie. It's the Mid-Ohio Catfish Tournament Trail. You may drive out to Lake Dillon. It depends on how you're feeling. It's the Mid-Ohio Catfish Tournament Trail. It don't cost much to enter. You may just be a winner. That's the Mid-Ohio Catfish Tournament Trail. That's the Mid-Ohio Catfish Tournament Trail. Come on down and join us, you hear?
All right, we are back, and today our show is all about Gallipolis and the King of the Bay. Sorry, my shirt's a little dirty. Somebody's going to call that out. I know you are, but I just got off work and literally walked right in the house and sat down in this chair. So, to start off today, let's get going with Gallipolis. Gallipolis is next weekend, April 6th. I called the t-shirt guy today. We are on track. The t-shirts will be delivered on the 4th, so everybody will have t-shirts. That being said, since I ordered the t-shirts and today, so I ordered the t-shirts last week, and today there have been tons of signups for Gallipolis. So we are running very thin on extra shirts. If you sign up, perfectly fine, and I do have some extra t-shirts. Once I run out of t-shirts, we'll have to order you a shirt, so you will not be able to get it that day. If you want to come down to the captain's meeting and sign up in person the day of the tournament, that's completely fine. You have to sign up with cash. You have to buy your t-shirts with cash. That's perfectly fine, but there will be a $5 fee for people that sign up in person at the captain's meeting. All that is to cover the shipping that I'm going to have to pay to get your shirt to you. So, again, we are running out of shirts. I ordered 200 shirts, and let me check here. I ordered 200 shirts, and as of today, 183 of them are spoken for. So I've got 7 extra shirts. That's amazing because when I ordered 200 shirts, there was only we only need 170 of them, I think. So that's awesome. We had some people back out due to different issues, boat issues, and some people didn't realize that it had switched from Cincinnati to Gallipolis. So we were at 91 anglers. We got all the way down to 75 anglers. Now we're back up over 90. I think we're at 93 anglers, I think. So hoping we're going to hit 100. If there's 7 of you that have not signed up that want to sign up, we're shooting for 100. At the very beginning, we were shooting for 200. Really high hopes, right? Shoot high, aim high. 100 would be great. Need 7 more people to get to 100. So make sure you guys tell all your friends. See if we can't get there. Actually, somebody just texted me that's going to sign up. So now we need 6. We need 6 more to get to 100. The captain's meeting, if you have signed up for the tournament, you got an email. That email or a message on here, it was either an email or a message. If I didn't have your email, I messaged you on here. If I had your email, I sent you an email. In that email, you will find a packet. In that packet, you will find the rules for the tournament, the location of the captain's meeting on Friday, the location of the captain's meeting on Saturday. Yes, there are 2 different locations, and the reason why is I hold a license to sell bait in Ohio. I do not hold a license to sell bait in West Virginia. So most of the people are coming down on Friday to pick up their bait. In order to do that transaction, when money exchanges hands, I have to have a license to sell bait, and again, I only have it in Ohio. So for those of you that need your bait on Saturday, when you leave the captain's meeting, you will then meet my partner, probably Chris, or somebody, one of the board members that's helping out, whoever, you will meet them in Gallipolis to pick your bait up at the Comfort Inn. Is it Comfort Inn or Quality Inn? It's one of those. Quality Inn? I think it's a Quality Inn. So just, I can't sell bait in West Virginia. I talked to the DNR. It's actually a pretty lengthy process to get approved to sell bait in West Virginia. So I will be selling bait with my Ohio license. And it may even be Tosh that's holding the bait for me down there at the Quality Inn in Gallipolis. So if you're signed up for the tournament, you should have got the email or the Facebook message of the packet for Gallipolis. Again, that shows the weigh-in location. It shows everything. I figured it was easier that way, so I did a map on showing you how we're going to do the weigh-in. It's going to work out great. And if you're just joining, because I just saw an influx of viewers pop in here, we are accepting signups all the way up to the captain's meeting. Oh, Lyle made it in. How you doing, man? So I will we're going to be accepting people all the way up to the captain's meeting. If you come in person, be prepared that we only have 8 shirts left. I only ordered 200 shirts. Oh, cool. Tosh has a bait license too. I only have 200 shirts, and 183 of those shirts are spoken for. So if you want an extra shirt, or you want to sign up and you want to be guaranteed a shirt, sign up right away, because we need them. We need 6 more people to sign up to hit 100 or 200 boat, or I'm sorry, 100 boats. But if you show up and you want to sign up, we don't have any shirts left, no problem. You'll still pay for the shirts, but showing up in person means that you're going to have to pay a $5 fee. That $5 fee is just cover the shipping of the shirt. I actually think the shipping is probably more than that, but I felt $5 was fair. So outside of that, because you got 2 shirts, probably going to 2 different places. That's why it'd be more expensive than $5. Outside of that, we are pumped for Gallipolis. I actually talked on the phone today to Tosh, who's going to be co-hosting the event with me live on here. If you're wanting to see the event, it's going to be on here. And what we are going to do throughout the day is I'm going to tell people at the captain's meeting, if you get in a spot where you got a lot of fish, or you got fish you want to show off, or you just want to come on and talk to us, tell us how your day is going, I'm going to send you a link. That link will lead you here to StreamYard. We will then bring you up on screen for everybody to see. And that is how we will do it. Another thing, we are going to have a camera crew. I was not able to secure a route for a TV show this year. That was a little, I didn't expect how expensive that was. It is in the works for 2025. We're hoping to get a TV show in 2025, but we will be doing a YouTube, I guess you call it show. We'll be doing a YouTube show right here on the Mid-Ohio Catfishing YouTube page that will start probably a couple weeks after the first event. We're going to have time to edit, and I have a production crew that's going to be out there. We don't quite have it as good as some of the other people that have production crews, so our guys are going to be on jet skis. That's how he wanted it. The guy who's doing the filming, that's how he wanted it. I'm a little worried that he's taking my $7,000 camera out on a jet ski, but we'll see how it goes. I've had that camera for 10 years probably. I used to film my hunts with it. It's probably a little outdated, but again, he says he's got it. Him and a buddy are going to be on a jet ski. So if you're out there on the river and a random jet ski comes pulling up to you, I don't know what color it is, but on April 6th, when it's only 60 degrees outside and the water temperature is 40, I would imagine that there's only going to be one jet ski out there. So if he comes pulling up to you, if you don't want to give him an interview, wave him off and he'll go by you. If you want to talk to him, tell him how your day is going, just accept him coming up there. He's going to throw you a mic, and then he's going to back up, and he's going to, the one guy will, I don't know how it's going to work. He's got it down. He knows how it's going to work. Whether he's got an anchor or whatever it is, he's got it. Did you see my comment earlier about that one tournament he was talking about? I did not, Brian. What you got, buddy? So, I don't know. I just pray he doesn't drop my camera in the water. So, the camera crew will be on a jet ski. Don't know what color. Don't know any. His name's Tyler. He's really cool. If he comes pulling up, you don't want to give him anything, send him away. Also, like I said, if you guys are having a good day, if you're having a banner day, and no sinkers slung at the guys on the jet ski, please. You got my camera. I don't care about the guys on the jet ski, but I need to keep my camera safe. No, I'm kidding. He works for me. Tyler's a great guy. He works for me. We work together every day. So if you guys are having a banner day, if you're having the worst day of your life, if you just need somebody to talk to because you're bored, you can always let us know that you want to come on the show. Everybody will get my phone number. And everybody get my phone number. You can text us, hey, I'm having a good day, I'm having a bad day, just need a friend, whatever it is, we'll bring you up on StreamYard. We'll converse with you. That will be live all day. So in a sense, you'll be able to see these guys fishing live, because as they're out fishing and they're doing good, they're doing bad, whatever it is, we're going to try to check in with as many anglers as we can throughout the day, because I almost positive, and no problem, Tim, I'm almost positive that you guys don't want to just see me and Tosh all day. I mean, you might. Maybe you do. Maybe you're into that kind of thing. If it were me, I wouldn't want to look at me and Tosh all day. I know we are very handsome and attractive-looking men, but the conversation can only go so far. So we'll be bringing on fresh faces all day. It's going to be fun, man. I will tell you, I haven't been this excited for a tournament in a long time, and I'm not even fishing. And I think the reason that I'm so excited for Gallipolis is since I started this tournament trail, everybody has doubted me. Since Craig, Shirey, and I sat down and drew this thing up, every single person that I come across Tasha, speak for yourself. I'm one ugly fat yahoo. Every single person that I've come across has said that, hey, I know this guy who doubts you. I know this guy who doubts you. So we haven't listened to any of that noise. And I'm sure some of you guys have heard it. We haven't listened to any of that noise. We have 100% channeled our focus onto growing this tournament trail, moving forward, doing everything the right way. And I think it shows, you know. We are about to launch probably the biggest tournament that will launch on Ohio waters this year. I think that speaks volumes. You know, right after that in Sandusky, we're going to launch a giant tournament for our regular event. Right after that, we're going to launch the King of the Bay event that I'm hoping has 300, 400, 500 people in it. I really do. Hey, how you doing, Catfish Fever? So I feel like the things that we've been doing, the things we've been putting in place, I know there was a lot of eyes that watched us last season, and trust me, we struggled through with sometimes only 4 or 5 boats, but we stuck to our guns. We kept the focus ahead, and whether we got 4 boats or whether we got 20 boats, we just stayed on course. You know, we let all the negativity stay on the outside of our tournament trail. I don't care what you do in this life. I've learned this the hard way. You could walk outside, find a homeless guy, give him $100,000, and the guy next door will tell you that you shouldn't have done it. You're a terrible person because you bettered that guy's life. So the one thing that I have learned is let all the noise stay in the background and just keep pushing forward. I heard a saying a couple weeks ago about, you know, they can only talk behind my back because they're back there, and I truly believe it. You know, you'll need 550 plus to beat mine from last year. I hope you do, honestly. Okay, Tosh, your tournament's a little different. I'm sorry. I will not be the largest catfish tournament in Ohio. Tosh has that taken by a mile with his 550 people. I'm talking traditional boat tournaments. I should have the largest traditional boat tournament, and I hope I don't. Trust me. I hope these other guys pull just as many boats as I do. I really do. But again, I heard that saying that the only reason people can talk behind my back is because they're still back there. I'm going to stay forward and I'm going to keep pushing. And this tournament trail is going to do the exact same thing. You know, we are going to push forward. We are going to keep putting out stuff that anglers want to hear. We're going to keep doing the things that anglers want us to do. I mean, for Christ's sake, we got a free boat. I don't know of another tournament trail in Ohio giving away a free boat. Not even Tosh. Just saying. Friendly competition. So Sizzle Marine, of course, has partnered up with us, and we have a boat to give away to the winner of the King of the Bay. That will now lead us into talking about the King of the Bay. The King of the Bay event. It's new, right? Nobody's ever done this. This guy's crazy. You should hear what I've heard. This guy's nuts. Where's the money coming from? How's he going to pay it? There's no way that one person can win that kind of money. No way that somebody gave him a boat to give away. Listen, we have been defying the odds. Tosh, remember, you're doing my sponsorship negotiations next year. We have been defying the odds since the day that we started this tournament trail. Last year, with no sponsors at all, the board members came together, and we always paid more than 100%. Always. The Polar Series came. I knew nobody wanted to fish in the cold. You think I wanted to fish in the cold? Absolutely not. But to hopefully bring more anglers, we went out, we found the money to guarantee $1,000. We guaranteed $1,000. You know how many of those events were fished with 3 people? But we stuck to our guns. We went to our sponsors. We said, listen, we are building this thing. Now, it was a little hard to explain to them, hey, I'm sorry, only 3 boats showed up, but our sponsors believe in us. The people that are on that sheet, when you look at that sheet, when you look at that sheet that shows you all of our sponsors, there's not one company on that thing that if you called today would not say, we believe in them. We understand what they're doing. Skip Martin. Yeah, those polar events were nice. I bet they were, Skip. Old Skip win them all there. There's not one sponsor on that list that would not tell you that they believe in what we're doing and what we have going forward. Now, we are asking a lot of them. With the addition of the Polar Series, paying $15,000, we are now at a guaranteed $90,000 paid out in this trail this year. Small clap for myself, right? $90,000 will be won guaranteed before the first entry fee is paid on this trail. That's our guaranteed money. You start adding entry fees in there, and we're going to supersede 100,000 by a lot. So Skip, you might want to come fish them all. You could make a heck of a living. You might be able to quit your job. The guy wins everything. So what we're doing as a board and what I'm doing. So my role in this whole thing as the director, right? My role is to be the face of this trail. They could have picked a cuter face. I get it. But I go out, I talk to these sponsors. I go find the sponsorship money. Bill Leeper, might as well pay me. I already won. All right, Daniel, that sounds good, buddy. I just got done talking about Gallipolis, Daniel, but I will talk to you when I get off of here. I go out, I find the sponsor money, and it's not just me. You guys have to remember I have 8 other board members, right? I have 4 members on the length side, 4 members on the weight side, and we all work together. So we go out, we find the sponsorship money, we find the sponsors, we tell what we're doing, we sit down, we make the rules. My whole goal and my responsibility in this, even though I own the trail, they have all the say, right? All the rules, everything. I'm a tiebreaker vote. So there's 4 on one side, 4 on the other. If 2 and 2 is the vote, then I'm the tiebreaker vote. I don't like being that guy because I always end up upsetting somebody, but we've only had to do that once or twice. So, and then I relay what we do to you guys, right? So I'm the face. I'm the one sitting here once a week on Thursday talking about whatever, only because I like to talk. The other guys don't really like to talk. I've got the gift of gab. They don't, right? So I'm the one who puts my face on it. I tell you guys, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we got going on. These are our sponsors. These are what we, and then sometimes I'm the one that comes up with these crazy ideas. I was laying on the couch watching a movie with my wife. I sat straight up and said, dude, we got to do a King of the Bay event. And she was like, what? I walked away. I called Steve Hammer and said, listen to this idea. You're not going to believe it. And he's like, well, it sounds a lot like what the walleye guys do. And I'm like, okay, so you can believe it because that's exactly where it came from. But nobody's ever done it for catfish. And if you look, I would guarantee you that 10 to 1, there are 10 cat fishermen for every walleye fisherman. Why would the King of the Bay event not be the most popular event in fishing? The walleye fall brawl can pull 12,000 anglers. There's no way we can't pull 5 or 6. Now, listen, if we did that, right now the payouts are set, right? Because I don't think we're going to pull 5,000 anglers this year. If we do, you'll blow my socks off, and somehow we'll take that and we'll get whatever. But if we can get to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 anglers, we'll give away a $100,000 sea arc because the entry fees will buy it. I have no problem with first place getting a $100,000 sea arc, second place getting a $70,000 sea arc, third place getting a tracker, fourth place getting whatever. I have no problem with that as this thing grows, right? And that's me, right? When I see something, I see what it's going to be in 5 years. I have a hard time seeing it today, but I can tell you what I want it to be in 5 years. When we sat down and we dreamed this tournament trail up, me and Craig, I was telling him what we're going to be doing in 5 years, and he's reeling me back like, hey, we got to make a schedule for this year. Like, let's worry about this year, and then we'll worry about next year, and then 5 years from now, we'll worry about 5 years. But that's not the way I think. I'm a future forward thinker. I think of what's happening in the long term. 5 years from now, I see the King of the Bay being the biggest catfishing event in the country. I really do. Sorry, Tosh. But I do see it. That's my vision, right? So I hope there is a day that we're giving away $500,000 in boats like they do in the walleye fall brawl. I really do. That's what I want. I want to see that happen. I pushed for the boat for this year. I called Sizzle and I said, hey, I've got a really crazy idea. You're probably not going to want to hear it, but this is what I want to do. And Mike at Sizzle never missed a beat. There was no, well, I don't know. None of that. He said, cheapest boat we got, Tracker Classic XL. Let's do it. And that was the end of the conversation. We had to do a little bit more discussion on the details about the taxes and things like that. Who's going to pay the taxes, and which is whoever wins. Taxes are going to be like $1,200 to $1,500. You have $1,200 in probably in taxes, and then a fee to license and all of that. Between $1,200 and $1,500. If you win the boat, make sure you have $1,200 to $1,500 because you can't take it from the dealership until you do. It can sit there. It's your boat as long as you show up and pay the taxes and the fees. So keep that in mind. Now, on the other side of things, this is a giant payout tournament, and I need people to realize on giant payout tournaments, I have to give you a W-9. That money for the King of the Bay, right? You guys are paying online. It's going into an account that we have set up for this event. When that money leaves that account, the IRS wants to know where it went. So I have to give you a W-9. You're going to have to claim it on your taxes, just so we're frank and upfront about the King of the Bay event. If you win $10,000, I have to give you a W-9. If you win the boat, you just got to pay the $1,200 in taxes. So just keep that in mind, right? So as we're moving into the King of the Bay, I've had a million questions. I've had a whole lot of, why did you do this? How did you think of this? Why would you do that? You're hurting other tournament trails by throwing this kind of event. You should have talked to all the tournament trails in Ohio before you tried to do this kind of event. Man, I've heard it all. I've heard so many people super upset. I've heard so many people super upset that we're running this event. But the people I've heard it from are other high ups in tournaments, right? Not everybody. I'm not saying, like, for instance, I haven't heard from Joe Hatfield. I think he'd be excited about it. But I have gotten messages from other tournament directors that are super upset that we're doing this event. First off, I did not do this event to hurt anybody's tournament. While this event is running, I have, 5 tournaments of my own. I'm almost positive that people are going to be fishing the bay and not my tournaments. So in the long run, I hurt myself because people aren't going to be at my tournaments. It was never to hurt anybody. It was a great idea. Why not? There's so many bank fishermen in Sandusky. Tell me a time that you've been fishing in Sandusky. Hey, Brian, how you doing? Tell me there's a time that you've been fishing in Sandusky and you come under that bridge and you don't just see bank fishermen galore. There's so many bank fishermen in Sandusky, from the police station all the way down to the mouth of the creeks down in Muddy Creek Bay. There are bank fishermen galore. What are we doing as a catfish community to include those bank fishermen? Sergio, what's up, my man? We're not doing anything. We're not doing anything as a catfishing community to include those bank fishermen and draw those bank fishermen in. Just because they're bank fishing, you don't know anybody's circumstance. There may be a guy that's a millionaire sitting over there. He just doesn't want to waste the money on a boat. Think about how much money you got in your boat. Boat literally stands for break out another 1,000, because it seems like every time I walk to my garage, I'm doing something to the dang thing. So it's never a money thing. I'm sure there are some people that just can't afford to get a boat yet, right? But think about it. If we include the bank fishermen in this tournament, like we're doing in the King of the Bay event, and we offer the first place prize as a boat, who knows? It may be some 16-year-old kid that every day when he gets off work, he goes down to the bay and fishes. He may be the guy that wins it. That's what I'm hoping for, right? I'm hoping it's the single dad that has him and his son go out and they go fishing. And unfortunately, he's just in a position that he hasn't been able to get a boat yet. And now him and his son are out there fishing on the bank and they catch a 31-pound fish and boom, now he has a boat. You know what I mean? That's what I'm hoping. And I will tell you this, I will reel this back to you. If you win the boat, right, and you're having trouble, for whatever reason, I'm not going to ask you what your situation is. You call and you say, hey man, I'm down and out. I just can't afford those taxes, whatever. I almost guarantee you the group of directors that I'm in, I will call and I'll say, hey, this is what we got going on with this guy. He's a single dad and he's trying to just make it. He won the boat. We can probably find a way to help you out. Now, I can't promise you we're going to give you the money, but we may be able to help a sponsor. We may be able to find a sponsor that can help. We may be able to help find some work you can do to get the money. But if that is the case, if you win the boat and you're on hard times, please feel free to give me a call. And I know enough people in this world that whether we find you some work to do that you can make up for it, whatever it is, we will get you what you need to get the boat. Because that's what I remember when I was a kid, here we go. We're going to go back. Everybody reel him in here, right? When I was a kid, I used to go fishing with my uncle almost every weekend. He'd pick me up. We'd go sit on the bank. And those are some of the best memories that I have in my life. I don't talk to my uncle much today. We've kind of gone separate ways, but some of the best memories I have from my childhood are fishing with my uncle. And when I'm envisioning this King of the Bay tournament, I'm not envisioning John Davis and Corey Jeffers out there in nice boats tearing these catfish up to win $10,000. That's not what I see. What I'm seeing is I'm seeing me as a kid and my uncle sitting on the rocks catching fish, and we luck into a 30-pounder. That's what I see. You know, I see, as I said, I see the single dad with single dad who's got a couple kids. They go down and they sit on the rocks and they luck into a 30-pounder. I'm seeing the guy that takes his grandma out, who doesn't, or his grandma doesn't get around well anymore. They just go down there to the handicap dock down there off of the Old Bay Bridge. They luck into a 30-pounder. That's the opportunity that we are bringing to Sandusky. That's the opportunity that the King of the Bay is presenting. Now, will you have the John Davis and the Corey Jeffers out there in nice boats chasing these things? Absolutely you will. 100%, not a doubt in my mind. You'll see $120,000. Come on, Sean. You'll see the $120,000 sea arcs out there fishing. I guarantee it. Because it's the competitive nature of catfishing. And the guys who competitively catfish, they range from that single dad to, I don't know who's at the top end of that scale, Lonnie and Donnie, who win every tournament they fish. So it's the camaraderie of the catfish community. I want to show Sandusky what the catfish community can offer to anybody. Can you weigh in one fish or can you keep upgrading? You can weigh in all the fish you want. So you can weigh in 30 fish if you want. I think it'd be kind of silly to keep weighing in 18-pounders. Because you know that it's going to take a 29 or a 30-pounder to win it. But if you want to make the trip to the Sandusky Bait Company, you can weigh in as many fish as you want. Hey, Chris, I just saw you come in here, man. How you doing? Chris, I don't know if you saw, but I know you went and looked at a boat at Sizzle Marine. They gave us a boat to give away. It's a partnership deal between me and them, but we have a boat to give away. So I'm super, super excited about that. They provided us a boat to give away, I should say. So so let's go through. I'm going to close this window. You guys are going to have to bear with me for 1 second because I'm not the best at this, but I want to go through the rules, the Sandusky Bay rules. So give me 1 second. I'm going to pull this up, and then I'm going to share it, and we are going to go through the rules for the King of the Bay. For anybody who has questions, let's see here. Present, share screen, window. Right here. All right. This is the window we're going to, oh, what happened? Push the wrong button. This is what we're going to talk about. The rules for the Sandusky Bay tournament. Right? So, we're going to do it this way so that I can still see. Can you guys see that? Everybody can see it? Everybody's good? Time to dust off the gear. Do you have a pic of the boat? Sean, if you guys look up a 2024 Tracker Classic XL, it's a 17-foot boat with a 50 horsepower 4-stroke motor on it. I don't have a picture of the boat, but you can find it on their website. Corey, we hope to see you out there, man. So if you look at the rules, let's go over these real fast. You have, I'm trying to make my screen just a little smaller so I can see your comments and everything. Does that? Oh, I can't do it because if I do it, it shrinks it on there. Why would it do that? Okay. So King of the Bay Channel Cat Challenge. That's the name of the tournament. We all know that. Number one, as always, in every tournament that I host or every tournament that I'm a part of that anybody hosts is you must follow all state, federal, local laws at all times. Travis, bring your bass boat out there and win this thing. You can fish it from the bank too. Go back to your old days. Bring your 12-foot MCAST and find them out there. Number two, the only waters confined as the Sandusky Bay are legal to fish. Now, if you have not, let's do this so I can show you guys. If you have not gone and joined the Sandusky Bay, the King of the Sandusky Bay Facebook page, the public page, King of the Bay Channel Cat Challenge public page. John said he's protesting. John, you're just scared he beat you. Travis, you better come out and show him. On the public page, there is this map that I have made. you can fish everything inside of the yellow circle, right? So here's downtown Sandusky, right in here. You can go out all the way down Route 6 out here. I don't know what that is over there, but you can go all the way to this point. You come all the way up into the Muddy Creek Bay over here. That is all considered the Sandusky Bay. Those are the limits, right? Oh, why did I do that? Those are the limits. Anything outside of that is off limits. So if you go out in the lake and you catch it, you're going to have to attest to a lie detector where you caught the fish. Hey, Spence, how you doing, man? Glad to see you in Clayton. So keep that in mind. This is all in limits from the mouth of the lake. So you draw a straight line from Cedar Point straight over to Marblehead, from the mouth of the lake back over to Muddy Creek Bay, and you can go past Sandusky and up into whatever this is over here. Oh, what happened? I didn't. Oh, Tamara, sorry, I didn't see that. The weigh station is not open 24/7. So the Sandusky Bait Company, which we have not decided what their hours are going to be, it's going to have hours because nobody wants to work 24 hours a day. If you catch a fish outside of the hours, it's in the rules. We'll get to it here in a second. It's in the rules. Okay, so Sandusky Bay, I just showed you guys that. From the mouth of the lake at Cedar Point to the far west edge, no tributaries are legal. If you leave the bay and you go up in the Fremont River, if you leave the bay and go up in the Sandusky River, I think is over there, you are out of bounds. You have to stay in the bay. And the mouth of the river is from point to point. So if you look at the river on a map and you draw a line straight across and you go past that line, you're out of bounds. Only channel catfish are to be weighed in. That's almost a given because you're on the Sandusky Bay, right? I just had a buddy that's hooked into a flathead there. He wasn't able to land it, unfortunately. If you catch a flathead in the Sandusky Bay, you have done something that I have dreamed about doing for years. And I'm super, super happy. And you should take all the pictures as you want as you're putting the fish back in the water. Because unfortunately, we are not counting anything but channel cats. And the reason I do that is it's a channel cat only tournament, because if it's a channel cat only tournament, nobody's going to be enticed to go anywhere else but the Sandusky Bay to catch them. You know, that is going to be protected by a lie detector test, but it takes all possibility of cheating out of it, right? If it was flatheads, if I said, hey, if you catch a flathead, you automatically win, everybody's going to go to the river and try to catch a flathead, and that would be out of bounds, obviously. So that's why it's a channel cat tournament. Spence, I'll get to that here in a second when we get down to that. So fish can only be weighed in one at a time. Bring one fish to the scale at a time. This is to protect the fish. This is why we did that. If you go out fishing and you're in a boat and you catch a 28-pounder, you're more than welcome to put that fish in your live well and keep fishing. Say you catch another one, they both weigh 28 pounds. You don't know which one's bigger. You cannot bring both of those fish to the weigh-in. And the reason I did that, the bank guys, I could see them loading up coolers with 29-pound fish, and they get there and there's a bunch of dead 29-pound fish. That's the reason for the rule. You're allowed to catch, keep, and transport one fish at a time. That being said, just don't carry two fish into the weigh station, you know. But if you carry one fish in, you leave, and 5 seconds later you carry another one in, we're going to know you transported more than one fish. So it is 100% for fish safety. That's why we're doing it. The rule is non-negotiable. 100%, that's why it is. So the person who catches the fish must be the person weighing the fish in. This is defined as the person who hooks and reels the fish in. A separate person can net the fish and assist with landing. Landing is defined as netting and handling the fish after netted. Me and Darren on a boat. No matter where the fish is. This is why every fisherman on the boat has to be registered too. So me and Darren are out there. We're using our 6 rods. Darren's on the front of the boat taking a nap because he can't ever stay up all night. His rod, outside rod, gets smoked. Hey, Darren. At this point, it's done pulled all the drag off his rod. The boat's drifting sideways. Ursula herself just jumped out of the water out there, and I know it's a 35-pounder. I reel the fish in. Does not matter that it was on Darren's rod. I reeled the fish in. I weigh the fish in. Darren hears all the commotion going on in the back of the boat. The waves are jumping because the fish is so big, it's causing wake everywhere. The wind's picking up, storms. Here's a tornado. He jumps up, comes over, grabs the net, nets the fish. That's legal. Puts the fish in the boat. He takes the fish out of the net. That's legal. He unhooks the fish. That's legal. I weigh the fish in. I picked the rod up. I reeled the fish halfway or all the way into the boat. He netted the fish. I caught the fish. I weigh the fish in. That will be a question on the lie detector test. Did you reel the fish in? I just plainly, clearly, with a lot of added extras about a tornado and stuff, told you that I reeled the fish in, right? Doesn't matter whose pole it's caught on. Doesn't matter what side of the boat it's caught in. It's whoever reels the fish in. Keep that in mind. Whoever reels the fish in. 100%. Oh, Spence, I didn't mean it like that. So so let me think. Where was I at? Spence got me thrown off here. All fish must be caught on rod and reel. That's a standard standard rule in every tournament. All placement is decided by weight. The lady who works at the bait shop is Steve Hammer's mom. I feel like we would be overwhelming her if we told her she had to take a weight, a girth, a length. So we are sticking to weight. If a tie occurs, I caught a 29-pound fish on Monday. Spence Gibson catches a 29-pound fish to the exact T. Both of them 29.00 on the scale on Tuesday. The place goes to the first person who catches it. So if I catch a 29-pound fish on Monday and Spence catches a 29-pound fish on Tuesday, I get first. Spence gets second. Chris Hill catches a 29-pound fish on Wednesday. He gets third. There should be no questions asked about that. That's pretty straight and simple. Again, we did that because it's hard for I didn't want to overwhelm Steve's mom with having to take a length and a measurement and a girth. And so weight, first person that gets it gets the place. There'll be a weight form at the bait shop that she's going to be filling out. You're going to take the fish. You're going to lay it in the pail. You're going to step back. Everybody's going to look at it. She's going to tell you the weight. Once she says the weight, that weight is locked in. 29.01 pounds. Spence Gibson, caught on this day. Spence's phone number. Spence then has to sign the weight sheet. That is, when you sign that weight sheet, and it's going to say, you are signing this weight sheet, and you are agreeing to the information above. Above, it will say his name, the weight, his phone number, the date. When he signs that, if any of that information's not right, and he signs it and leaves, you're not disputing that. You signed it right here. I'm going to work with Steve as well so that every fish that's weighed in is on live. I don't know how we're going to do that yet, or at least recorded. But that sheet is final. So please check over that sheet. When it's signed, please check over that sheet. Spencer, what's up, man? So that's why I put it in the rules. I wanted everybody to know that sheet is what I am going to update the leaderboard with. At the end of the day, Steve's going to send me all those sheets. I'm going to update the leaderboard for the next day. So make sure before you sign that weight slip that it is accurate. One person can hold multiple places on the leaderboard. If Spence goes out and catches a 29-pounder for first place, and he catches a 28.15 pounder for second place, and none of those fish are beat, Spence can win first and second place. I don't see any other way to do it. We discussed the other way, and we voted against it. So one person can win the whole tournament. Obviously, if it happens, it happens, but we'd like to see multiple people, and that rule may change for next year, but we already published the rules. And like I said, when Steve and I talked about it, that's what we agreed on. The leaderboard will be updated daily before 10 a.m. So what's going to happen, right? You weigh on Friday. Let's say the bait shop's open from 8 to 5. All the fish that are weighed from 8 to 5 will be sent to me at 5 or 6 or 7. I will then wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work. Before I go to work, I'll sit down. I'll look at all these messages he sent me. I will update the leaderboard. The leaderboard will be on the website and on the Facebook page. Will there be a tote or something that sort of transport fish from the boat to weigh the fish? Yeah, I will. I'll leave a tote there, and that way you come in, you get the tote, you can take the fish out of the boat and take it into that's a good idea, Chris. That's a good idea. Let's see. The tournament will start at 12 midnight on May 15th and will end at 11:59 p.m. July 15th. Here's what I need you guys to know about that. You cannot start fishing until midnight on May 15th, 12:00. If you're standing at the bait shop at 12:01 to weigh a fish in, you started fishing before midnight. So use a little discretion, bring your fish in. We understand that people are going to be out there fishing. one of the questions on the lie detector is, did you catch that fish before 12 midnight on May 15th? Just keep that in mind. So you cannot weigh a fish in before 12 midnight. You can't start fishing before 12 midnight on May 15th. On July 15th, the fish has to be weighed in by 11:59. So if you're still fishing and you hook a fish at 11:59, you're not going to make it back to the weigh-in site. The last at 11:59 p.m. on July 15th, the weigh-ins are closed. That's it. She will then send them to me. I will do a final tally. I will post on July 16th the winners. On July 20th, we're going to have an award ceremony. At the award ceremony, the top 20 places are going to be invited. Dinner will be provided. There'll be something. It will be morning, May 15th at 12:01. Dinner will be provided. It's going to be a cool thing, right? The top 20 places are going to get invited. There's going to be stuff that we're going to give away. You get a door prize when you get there, 1 through 20. There'll be stuff at the thing we'll give away. I'm sure like Monster Cat might want to be there. Jason Edwards of the Sinkers want to be there. We're going to rent a place, and everybody's going to come. We're going to do the award ceremony. I'm going to hand out the plaques. We're going to give away the boat. We're going to give away the money. But once everybody's done, I have a lie detector guy that's going to meet us there, right? Each person that places in the money will be taken to the back. Yeah, Spencer, Sandusky Bait Company is at the Shelby Street Boat Ramp. On that last day, yes, Chris, I will probably personally be there. On that last day, somebody will be there until the tournament ends on the last day, yes. So on the Shelby Street Boat Ramp, Spencer. So what was I saying? Oh, I'll have a guy. He'll take the winner. They'll go do their lie detector tests. Lie detector tests take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. When they're done with the first one, as long as everything's good, everything goes well, they'll take the second one. They'll go in for the lie detector test. As long as everything's good, the evening will be over. I'll thank everybody for coming, and we'll walk out. At that point, I'll take pictures of the guys with their prizes. If you won the boat will be at Sizzle Marine in Columbus. You will not be able to take the boat until you supply them with the money for the taxes, which again, I said was like $1,200 or something like that. If you choose the cash option, you get a check at the award ceremony, and I'll give you a W-9 to sign. So just so everybody knows, I want to make sure that was clear. We are going to do an award ceremony. You won't receive anything for winning until July 20th. Lie detectors will be administered to all placing individuals. I said that. All fish must be weighed alive and released back into the water. This, I cannot hammer on this enough because I have caught some slack about the dangers that I'm putting the fish in. Please, if you are a bank fisherman or a small boat fisherman or a kayak fisherman, please, for the love of everything mighty, have a cooler. It doesn't even have to be a giant cooler. Just make sure the fish will fit in it. In your truck. If you catch a fish that is worthy of weighing in, no matter where you are on the bay, you fill that cooler full of water. Take a pitcher with you for you people that may have a hard time lifting 200 pounds. Take a pitcher with you. Take the pitcher of water. Fill the cooler up. Take the fish. Place it in the cooler. Securely close the lid. I don't care where you are on the bay. You can make it to the Sandusky Bait Company while that fish is still in good health. Weigh him in. Let the lady know, hey, we brought him in a cooler because we're bank fishermen. We need to get him back in the water as fast as we can. She'll make sure the process gets done quick. You weigh the fish. You'll walk it out. Somebody will follow you out. You put the fish back in the water. The fish swims away, and your entry is valid. What I need you to know, this is important. Get a pencil. Get your phone. Get a whiteboard. I don't care what. If a fish dies in your care and you bring it to the bait shop and it dies in your care and you're walking it out, and again, it dies in your care, you are disqualified from the event and cannot fish anymore. I cannot hammer that home enough. The fish needs to be alive when it comes to the bait shop. The fish needs to swim away. Please take care of the fish. That is our number one goal here. This isn't walleye. We're not going to let you weigh in a super stiff fish that's been dead for 5 days. You need to catch the fish, take care of the fish, keep the fish alive, weigh the fish in, release the fish alive, let the fish swim away to go be caught again. Super important. I will repeat it one more time. If that fish dies in your care, you are disqualified from the event. If that fish dies in your care and you bring it to the bait shop and we witness a dead fish in your care and you're trying to weigh it in, you are disqualified for the rest of the event. I cannot hammer that in enough. Please take care of the fish. A cooler works. I know several people on my trail that fish with a cooler. If it's July on your way to Shelby Street, throw some ice in there, you know, whatever you got to do. You cannot bring a fish to weigh it in on a stringer. No stringers allowed. None. Yeah. And you need to keep it alive. You can do that in a cooler, and I'm going to show you how right here. Take a cooler. Take it down by the water with you. If you're going to fish at night, who's going to follow them back to the bay to watch fish away? Somebody from the Sandusky Bait Company will make sure the fish swims away. Take a cooler. You're fishing at night. You know the bait shop's not open. Take the cooler down to the water with you. Take a 5-gallon bucket. Put the fish in the cooler. Empty the water out every 30 minutes, hour. Empty the water out, put new water in. Empty the water out, put new water in. If you think you have a $10,000 fish, your priority is no longer fishing. Your priority is keeping that fish alive. Yes, the fish has to swim away. If you're weighing the fish in, the fish has to swim away. Now, listen, I'm not telling you guys you can't take fish home and eat them. That is not it right now. If you're going to go fishing for food for your family, that's fine. If you're weighing that fish in, needs to be alive. Any fish weighed in the tournament has to be alive and released back in the water. I cannot stress that enough. I don't care if you have 5 dead fish in your cooler in your truck because you went out and caught some fish and you're taking them home to eat them. I don't care about that. But the fish that is weighed in for the tournament has to be released alive. No ands, if, buts or about it. Has to be released alive. So, again, no stringers, a cooler. A cooler. That's what you need, you know. You got a chance at $10,000 here. Spend the money on an $80 cooler. And like I said, put that fish in there, and every 30 minutes to an hour, swap the water out. They have these things. They're called Mr. Bubblers. Look that up. Mr. Bubblers. Throw that in there. It's going to help a little bit, right? Every 30 minutes to an hour, dump the water out, put new water in, dump the water out, put new water in. If you forget what Corey says, Tosh Collins will give you advice on building a cooler. He's got some videos on it. Absolutely. Tosh has great videos. Those are actually live wells. Those are live wells you can fish boat tournaments with. So anything, just please don't kill any big fish in this tournament. I don't want anybody to get disqualified. Again, if you're out there fishing, I can't tell you what you can do with a fish that you catch on your license. If you're out there fishing for food, you catch a 30-pounder and you keep it and you take it home and eat it. I don't want you to do that because a 30-pound channel cat is magnificent. I can't tell you what you're allowed to do on your license. If you're trying to keep a fish alive and you're out there fishing for fun too, and you're catching fish to eat, and the fish you're going to weigh in dies, take it home and eat it. Don't bring a dead fish to the weigh-in. I'm going to say that 10 more times before this is over. Bring a dead fish to the weigh-in, you're going to get disqualified. Can't stress that enough. And again, no stringers. All right. You can submit as many entries as you like. I know Spence Gibson and Clayton had asked that. You can submit 30 fish if you want. But as the tournament progresses, you're going to know what the big fish is. You're going to know what fish is going to win you money. You're going to know what fish it's going to take to be in the top 2 or 3. And if your scale, let me stress this. If the winning fish is 28 pounds and your scale is reading 27.15, I would probably go ahead and bring that fish in because you never know what the scale at the Sandusky Bait Company is going to read. If your scale's within half a pound either way, I would for sure throw that sucker in a live well and get him over there. You may fish 24 hours a day. The weigh-in location will have open and closed hours. You must hold the fish to keep it alive and weigh it when the shop is open if it is caught outside of open hours. The weigh-in location is the Sandusky Bait Company on Shelby Street, Sandusky, Ohio. I don't know what those hours are going to be. Steve and I are still trying to decide. It may be 8 to 5. It may be 9 to 6. Who knows what it's going to be. They will be posted on the website and on the Facebook page once we know what those times are. One thing to keep in mind, guys, is we are also still running a business out of the Sandusky Bait Company. Steve's selling bait. He's selling lures. So when you guys go into weigh your fish in, please be respect the people that are there shopping. Please respect the people that are there shopping, right? Steve is still running a business there. He welcomes us to be there. He's excited to have us there, but we don't want to be disrupted to the daily flow of business that's going on in his bait shop. If somebody's checking out, just stand in line. Hey, we got a fish we want to weigh. Do you have the tote? She'll give you the tote. Walk out, get your fish, come back in, and just make sure that she's able to service the customers that are there. I would almost guarantee the customers that are there buying stuff are going to be super excited to see your fish. So, I mean, make an event out of it while you're there. Hey, check it out, take some pictures and do whatever, but please be respected. Please respect the business and the customers that are there. David, for Gallipolis, there is a whole rule sheet. David, I don't think you got the packet because you just signed up. There's a rule sheet I'll send you, but it is the 3 largest fish, and there's actually a slot limit in West Virginia. I'll send you those so you can read through them, brother. You can use any legal bait, and any legal bait in Ohio is pretty much anything caught by rod and reel. So that's going to be a question. Was the bait you were using legal on the lie detector test? You can use any legal bait. Any cheating will result in permanent DQ. One thing for you guys to remember, permanent DQ means you're never fishing this event again, ever. Yeah, Skip makes a good point. When you guys go to weigh fish, buy a pop or a snack or just do something, they are being Steve also donated money to this. And on top of donating money to this, he's opened up our shop for us to hold this event. You got to think, if we get 300 people, which I'm hoping we do, you got to think about the people that are going to be walking in and out and the time out of their day they're going to take to service us. So please, absolutely support the Sandusky Bait Company and everything that he's got. He's got catfish rigs. He's got catfish bait. He'll get anything you ask. If you want a certain bait and he doesn't have it, let me know. He will get it. So we're super grateful for the Sandusky Bait Company and Steve Hammer with Hammer Time Lures. I'm telling you, they are going out of their way to make this experience great for us. So that was a good point, Skip. Thank you. I appreciate that. Anyways, a permanent disqualification means that you will never fish a Mid-Ohio catfishing event again. The only way for that to happen is for me to catch you cheating. That is a permanent disqualification. A daily or an event disqualification means you're done for the day or you're done just for that event. Like, say you killed a fish in this event. That's not a permanent disqualification. I understand it happens. Sorry it happened to you, but you're disqualified for this event. You can still fish all of our other events, and you can fish this event next year. But a permanent DQ, such as cheating, means you're never fishing one of our events again. Is the bait fishing the river from the bank allowed Friday evening after work? David, you are allowed to pre-fish for Gallipolis until midnight. After midnight, everybody has to be off the water. Well, Darren, that's why we're only going to do it during open hours. No drugs or alcohol to be in use while participating in our event. That's something my insurance company makes me put in there. I would say don't do it because the rules say not to. You could get in trouble if you're caught doing it while fishing. All fish will be metal detected. We all know why. If one fails a metal detection and it is running for winning, we will order an x-ray to see what caused the fish to fail. If the fish swallows your hook, because this could happen, this happens to bank fishermen a lot, take a video. When you reel the fish in, if it has your hook swallowed, try not to kill the fish. Don't go digging if you don't know what you're doing because you'll kill the fish. Leave the leader and everything tied on your hook. Take a picture, take a video, whatever you need to do to show me that fish swallowed the hook. All the way down your line, down in the fish's mouth, and swallowed your hook, you cut the line. You bring it in, we metal detect it, and it goes off, and you show me that video. Most likely, we're going to look down in there, see if the line's still in there, but that helps your case on me not thinking you were cheating. I understand fish are going to swallow hooks. Hooks will set off a metal detector. So if it's a big fish, if it's a 31-pound fish, you can almost guarantee we're putting it in the tank and we're going to have ODNR x-ray it. So, but please, if a fish swallows your hook and you're going to want to weigh it in, please take a video or a photo. We all have cell phones of that fish with the hook in its throat just to show, hey, no, we didn't stuff weights in this fish. It swallowed our hook. Unsportsmanlike conduct will not be tolerated and will be grounds for disqualification. That's a pretty simple. We are all men and women here. We're putting on an example for the next generation of catfishermen. We can all fish events and be cordial. We can all be nice to each other. I don't care if Joe's there and you don't like Joe and Joe's sister doesn't like your wife and your wife's cousin's brother's uncle that's removed twice had an affair with Joe's cousin. I don't care about any of that. We are here to fish, and that is what we're going to do. We are catfishing, and we're going to be cordial, and we're going to be nice. A fist fight for sure is getting you disqualified. Again, that'll be for this event. Please do not cause issues. Don't go into Sandusky Bait Company causing issues. If an issue arises, you have a question with, listen, I posted my phone number on there. Give me a call. We'll work through it. When is the Gallipolis tournament? Gallipolis is next weekend. We'll touch on Gallipolis again after we're done with King of the Bay because I know a bunch of people just got in here. Gallipolis is next weekend, April 6th. I'm going to argue with Darren the whole time. Listen, a little friendly bickering is fine. It's when all of a sudden you're jumping off your boat and onto Darren's and you're out there fighting. That's what I don't want. All anglers on a boat must be in the event to count any fish. If you want to weigh a fish in and you're on a boat with multiple people, everyone on the boat must be registered or that fish won't count. There's a reason that is in all capital letters. Me, Darren, Spencer, and David all go out fishing together on my boat. We're all out there. We're all allowed 3 rods, so we got 12 rods off my boat, right? If David's not in the tournament, we wouldn't be allowed to have 12 rods. If David wasn't on the boat, we wouldn't have 12 rods. He's not in the tournament, we shouldn't have 12 rods. That's the reason. I'll get to that here in a second, Spence. If for whatever reason, right, David wasn't in the tournament, no fish on the boat that's caught that night will count because there's an angler that's not registered in the tournament, gives you an unfair advantage with too many rods, right? Can't stress that enough. If you're going to go fishing with your kids, with your grandkids, your grandma, your uncle, your uncle's cousin, whoever it is, everybody on the boat has to be registered for the tournament. Now, guides, professional fishing guides on Sandusky Bay are permitted to fish in this event. You're allowed to fish in this event. But you might want to look at your calendar, and from May 15th to July 15th, you may want to tell all them people to get on and register. Everybody that's going to be on the boat, because you are allowed to be in the event, but anybody on the boat has to be in the event as well. It's going to be a lie detector question as well. Man, you see, we're supposed to get 2 to 4 inches of rain down in the Ohio River Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah, but they also called for 3 inches of rain this week, and we barely got any. So we are praying we do not get 2 to 4 inches of rain. I did see that, like, Gallipolis may get a lot of rain, but I'm not worried about Gallipolis getting rain as much as I am above Racine getting rain or above Buffalo getting rain. And when I looked at Nitro, it was only a 60% chance on Tuesday and a 20% chance on Wednesday. So I'm not – listen, we'll just keep praying. So, you won't let me on your boat if I don't use TFR. Well, the good news is for you, Spencer, is I got 12 TFRs. Chris, for the King of the Bay, that's at the bottom. Oh, that's at the bottom. We'll show you guys here. Oh, look at that. I went right on to the next tournament. Tournament directors, sponsors, or any involved party are held harmless in release of any liability. Fishermen understand that they're fishing at their own risk. When you sign up, you are agreeing to these rules. If you go out there and get hurt, we're really sorry, but we're not responsible. I hope one of the lie detector questions will be, did you pay your entry fee before you caught your fish? Spence, actually, that's the reason that the entry fee closes on May 10th, because there are no more entries after May 10th. If your name's not on the list on May 10th at 11:59, you're not fishing the event. That's the reason we did that. Because of that right there. Entry fee. Oh, hey, look at that. Entry fee has to be paid prior to May 10th at 11:59. After that, the registration is closed and there are no late entries allowed. You cannot sign up after May 10th. Are you reading ahead and then asking questions? That's what you're doing. Any protests need to be made in writing, and you'll email the page, midohiocatfish@gmail.com. Write that down, take a picture of it, send it to your lover. I don't care what you do, but you need to send that an email if you have any kind of protest at all. If it's a protest about another fisherman, it's going to have to be accompanied with some kind of picture, video, text message, drone video, satellite images from another country. I don't care what it is, but you got to have some kind of proof if you're going to make an allegation against another angler. With no proof, I can't do anything with it. Just keep that in mind. Any angler that receives any sort of wildlife violation while participating in this event will be automatically disqualified. If you're out there fishing and you shoot a duck, I don't know, anything that you do that is wildlife, if you're speeding through a no-wake zone, that's on you. I can't control that. I'm not here to be a cop. But anything that pertains to wildlife and you have a violation, you're going to get disqualified for the event. If you get a registration ticket, that's your own problem. Learn when your birthday is. I mean, I don't know. Payouts will be, first place, you have the option of $10,000 cash or a 2024 Tracker Classic XL with a 50 horsepower 4-stroke Mercury. That is a $17,000 boat. If it were me, I would not elect for the $10,000. I would take the $17,000 boat, but it's whatever. Basically what we're doing, if you take the $10,000, we're buying the boat back from you for $10,000. That's basically what we're doing. And then we're going to use the boat later on in the tournament trail. Second place is $5,000. Top placing youth will win a free lifetime fishing license supplied by Mid-Ohio Catfishing Tournament Trail. Top placing veteran will get $100 cash, this hasn't been added because I just got it yesterday, a $75 gift card to Battle Cats Rigs and a Warrior Cat rod also from Battle Cats Rigs. I will add that in there later. I'll be giving plaques out for places 1 through 4. If you choose the boat, you are responsible for the applicable taxes. If there is heavy rain for Gallipolis tournament, when will you announce if it's been canceled? Some people are driving a long distance to compete. I will say, if it's raining on tournament day, I would, unless it is raining and windy and the water's up high, I would plan on fishing. But from what I see, it's going to be sunny and 74 degrees on tournament day. I will update everybody on Wednesday if the tournament gets rescheduled. We are not planning on rescheduling, but I will look on Wednesday. I have a couple boat captains that I'll talk to that drive ships down there, the barges, and I'll watch the water flow, and I'll talk to the guys at the dam. I will make a decision, or I'll make an announcement on Wednesday if we're still on for the tournament. I will also make one Thursday if we're still on for the tournament, and then after that, if I say yes on Thursday, we're having the tournament. If you win the boat, you'll have to pick it up at Sizzle Marine in Columbus. I will provide you with the address if you need it. Anthony's heading here. Look at this. Look at this. I don't know how many people know this, but when this happened, when I saw this guy sign up, I lost grip. The guy's coming from New York. How awesome is that? You guys probably aren't as excited as I am, but listen, it's awesome. Thank you, Anthony, for coming here from New York. All right, back to the list. Tournament directors have the final say. The tournament directors for this event are myself and Steve Hammer. That does not mean that we will not consult the board. It's very possible that I call up my board members if we have a decision, may call all 8 of them and say, hey, this is the decision we're facing. What do you guys think? The board still has the say, right? Steve and I are just the tournament directors, just like I am just the tournament director for Mid-Ohio Catfish. We're the tournament directors for this event. The board will still be involved in any decisions, any protest, any problems. The board will be involved. There is no fishing within 50 yards of another boat. I understand that is 100% impossible for bank fishermen, right? Bank fishermen, they only have so much bank space. I can't control how close they're fishing together. But if I'm over there hammering the catfish and Derek pulls his boat right into mine and sits right next to me uninvited, I'm going to have a problem with that. Anybody's going to have a problem with that. So just be respectful. It kind of goes to the sportsmanship thing. Please don't send me a million emails. This guy was 47 yards away from me. This is just a guideline. Just please be respectful of other anglers. Life jackets are suggested at all times. Operate your vessel at your own risk. I highly suggest that you wear a life jacket all the times, and on the same sentence, I'm a hypocrite because I do not. I will wear my life jacket if the water's rough, if it's cold, if it's windy, when I'm driving my boat, and I will take it off to fish. I'm going to pull out the rangefinder. I take it off to fish. But for insurance reasons, we have to suggest that you wear it at all times. All participants allow Mid-Ohio Catfishing Tournament Trail and the Sandusky Bait Company to use their image and likeness free of charge for advertising a promotional event. Listen, we can consider all of ourselves professional fishermen. We're not giving out NIL deals over here. We're too poor. A live scoreboard disputes can be made at midohiocatfish@gmail.com. If you guys have a problem, please email. I'm not going to say I won't make a mistake. I'm only human, right? Sign-ups. Here you go, Chris. If you want to sign up, www.midohioCatfish.com/king-of-the-bay. Or just go to the Facebook page, and it's all over the Facebook page. It is a $50 entry fee, and that is refundable until May 1st. After May 1st, we're not refunding entry fees because that's the numbers we're going to take to our sponsors and say, this is how many boats we have, and they are going to make up the gap on the money if we need it. If we don't have enough to cover the entry fees, we have sponsors that will make up the gap. I'm sorry, we don't have enough to cover the payouts. We have sponsors that'll make up the gap. And May 1st is when we're going to start going to them. Hey, this is how many boats we got, so they can start getting their affairs in order. And then as people are added, we'll say, hey, now we got 100, now we got 150, whatever it is. I imagine we're going to have a ton of signups in that last week. People are going to forget. People are going to get reminded, things like that. Details on the boats giveaway. Curious if a bank angler has a chance to win a boat. I am a tournament director for West Virginia Bank Monsters Tournament Trail. Curious about the details. So Dakota, yes, in the King of the Bay, this is the comment I read. Sorry, guys. In the King of the Bay event, which is what we're looking at right here, there will be a boat that's given away to first place. Anybody in the tournament can win it. So yes, the bank guys can win it. It is a 2024 or a 2025. It depends on when they do the model switch. Because we won't be deciding the boat until after we get how many anglers are in. So it could be a 2024 or a 2025 Tracker Classic XL, which is a 17-foot boat with a 50 horsepower 4-stroke motor on it. It'd have a trailer. It'd be all decked out for you. So yes, bank anglers do have the opportunity to win the boat. What if more people enter than what the payout is? So Spencer, if more people enter than what the payout is, that money is then put back into the trail. Because remember when I told you we're paying out $90,000 this year in guaranteed money? So there is an opportunity, and I will be 100% upfront with everybody. There is an opportunity that more people enter than what the payouts are. And if that happens, that money is retained by the tournament trail as income. Not by me, not by the directors, by the tournament trail. It will go into the tournament trail account. It will then help with things like lie detector tests because the tournament pays for all the lie detector tests. Yes, Dakota. So it is first place wins the boat. You have the choice between a boat or $10,000. And then you take your fish over to the Sandusky Bait Company to weigh it in, but you have to weigh it in alive and it has to be released alive. Dakota, after this live is over, if you go back, we went in full detail of every single rule on the website, and a lot of that's talked about in there. So yes, if we get more than 300 or 350 entries, that covers the tournament trail, right? If we don't get that much, we have sponsors willing to make up the difference. So say we only get 300 and we were 2,500 short, $2,500 short. Then we have sponsors that you guys can see on the page that will make up the difference. If we supersede 350 boats, which would be great if we did, that money would then be retained by the tournament trail and it will be put back into the tournament trail. Nobody on this tournament trail makes a dime. We all spend money. We all fish the tournament. We all make up if the money, say we don't have enough sponsors for an event. I don't know how many times John has put money in. We all spend money to make it work. But the money will be put back into the tournament trail. What would happen is if we get an influx of money, right? Say we get 700 people that's on here. I don't think that would happen. That would be an influx of money for the tournament trail. That would then make the Angler of the Year payout higher. That would then make all of the added money for the tournaments. Like right now, every boat tournament has $1,000 added. We would take that money, divide it up, add it to the boat tournaments. If we would, maybe Angler of the Year would go to 10,000 for first place instead of 7. So that money would pretty much just be sponsor money, pretty much put back into the trail. That would be our goal. And it would also pay for like the lie detector test. It costs me gas and time, and not time because I'm not taking income, but like I would probably, if the tournament trail ever gets to a point that it's profitable and it's making money, I would cover my gas. I have to go to every single tournament. I'm the director. I'd get a second set of scales. We'd get a trailer. There are things that we want to do with the trail that if the tournament trail ever started to make money, that's what we would do. Spencer, I think there's 32 or 33, and I've had 5 or 6 come through my phone since we've been signed up. So I will update it once I'm done here. The Sandusky Bait Company will most likely not be doing a third shift. If for whatever reason I'm up there, because my in-laws are up there, I may talk to Steve and see if I can man it. And if there's going to be a night that we're going to be open all night because I'm there, I will let you guys know. I'll text you and say, hey, I'll put a message out on the Facebook page because there's a Facebook group only for people who are entered. I would post on there and say, hey, I'm here tonight. So the Sandusky Bait Company is open all night. So let's jump back to Gallipolis because I know there was a lot of people that had questions about Gallipolis. Gallipolis, our first event, the free event. All you have to do is purchase a t-shirt, pays out $5,000 for first place, $2,500 for second place, $1,000 for third place, $1,000 for big fish. And all you got to do is buy a t-shirt to enter. That is next Saturday on April 6th. We are still taking signups for that event. You just have to, to message the page, the Mid-Ohio Catfishing Tournament Trail page. Send a message. I want to sign up. Here's my partner's name. Here's our T-shirt sizes. And guys, we are selling skipjack. Skipjack are $5 a piece, and you pick them up at the first captain's meeting. If you need them the second day, you have to meet somebody in Ohio, because I only have an Ohio bait dealer's license. I'm not allowed to sell bait in West Virginia. So you would be picking them up at the Quality Inn. So I can't meet you at Crooked Creek. I can't meet you at Nitro. If you want bait, you got to get it in Ohio. Spence, I think somebody just messaged me. So now we're probably 5 away from 100. Want to hit 100. David, you have to meet one of the captain's meetings. You don't have to meet them both, but you have to make one of them, because you got to pick your T-shirts up. You got to pay for your T-shirts, get the rules packet, things like that. So you do have to make one of the captain's meetings. So that is next week. We'll be doing another podcast next Thursday. Then we'll be a couple days away, and I'm going to be pushing it even more. We want to get to 100 boats. We're right there. Right there. I would like to get. Per West Virginia DNR, you can possess 50 shad per person and a max of 100 bait fish total per person, so no more than 200 pieces of bait total. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. So keep that in mind when you guys are taking bait. Don't show up down there with 800 pieces of bait. Daniel, for what tournament? David, for what tournament? Sorry. For Gallipolis, it's boat only. The next day on Sunday, we have a bank, kayak, and small boat tournament in Cincinnati on that Sunday. But for Saturday in Gallipolis, that's boat only. For the King of the Bay, that's boat, bank, kayak, surfboard. I don't care how you catch them during that one. Daniel, which tournament are you talking about? Next Thursday, we will go over the rules for Gallipolis. I don't like to take these things longer than an hour and a half. I get you guys on here at 7:30. I don't want to take you all the way into 10 o'clock. For Gallipolis, you're allowed 10 poles per boat. So because you're on the river in West Virginia up to the Buffalo Bridge, you're allowed unlimited rods. We set it at 10 poles. John said, I'm going to need bait then, the surfboard. So the Sandusky Bay, I don't care. You can be out there on a kneeboard, surfboard, little paddle board, floaty. I'd like to see somebody win in a little duck floaty. I don't care. So Gallipolis next week starts it, guys. Like, you do not understand how excited I am for the tournament trail this year. I can't even put it into words. My wife's sick of hearing about it. Almost guarantee it. I am excited for this year. We're going to open the season with almost 100 boats. 100 boats, maybe, please, begging. We're going to open the season with almost 100 boats. There are guys that told me when I started this, I would never pull more than 10 boats. Clayton and I in West Virginia this last weekend, and the West Virginia Department of Natural Resources told us that there was no limit on poles. Correct. The state law on the river is no limit on poles, but we have limited it to 10 in the tournament. We set the rod limit. So there were people when I started this that I wouldn't pull more than 10 boats. There was guys when I started this that it would never last longer than a year. There was guys when I started this that it'd never go longer than 2 events. Here we are, one whole season through. We had an Angler of the Year last year, Sean Dolphin. I won the championship. Me and Chris did down in Cincinnati, and we're ready to do it all again. We are ready to put this tournament trail out in front of you guys. 100 of us are going to be – oh, David, that's awesome. He says, been watching you on TikTok for a while and stoked for this. I appreciate that, David. Thank you very much. There's going to be 100 boats, 200 of it. There's going to be 200 of us making our way to Gallipolis, Ohio next weekend on April 6th. I'm flabbergasted. I'm blown away. You guys may see me cry when I'm standing up there weighing your guys' fish. Do you have a list of boats for Gallipolis? Tom, I will refresh the list of boats. The one that's posted right now is not accurate because we had some people back out, but I do have an Excel sheet. I will post that list of boats on Thursday of next week. Before I do the podcast, I'll post it because we'll go through it. We're pulling in town Thursday morning at daybreak. I'm telling you, dude, there's going to be 200. Listen, not me, John, Craig Shirey, Aaron Goodman, Jeff Tate, Chris Minahan, Eric Jacobs, Brandon Hunter. We are responsible for bringing 200 fishermen to Gallipolis. I don't think anybody else has done that. I don't think it's been done before. Just saying. So we're super happy. I mean, I'm stoked. Like I said, my wife is back here shaking her head. She's tired of hearing about it. John, I I said, if you're in the tournament, if you've been registered for the tournament, you should have a packet. I emailed you or sent you on Facebook Messenger a packet that has all the information. Chris, next weekend we will be live on here. So wherever you're watching me at right now, whether it be Facebook or YouTube, we will be live on here. I will probably also have my TikTok live off to the side. I will not be paying attention to it. I will not be able to answer questions. All that will be done on here. Eric Jacobs, you ain't right. What did he say, Rod? I missed it. I can only imagine, though. The guy said some off the wall stuff. So, guys, from myself and from the board, which, like I said, is me, John Davis, Craig Shirey, Aaron Goodman, Jeff Tate, Chris Minahan, Eric Jacobs, Brandon Hunter. We cannot thank you enough for showing the support on this first event. Now, I get it. It's an event. It's a free event where all you got to do is buy a T-shirt to creative marketing there. But that was the whole point. Knowing that we were going to blow this tournament trail up this year, every event has $1,000. Before any person signs up for the event, there's already $1,000 in the pot waiting for you to win. You get 10 people there, $2,000. You get 20 people there, $3,000. You get 30 people there, $4,000. We are going to be paying out big money. Now, I get it. There are tournaments that you have to drive 9 hours to get to that pay more. We're confined in the state of Ohio, right? So if you live anywhere in Ohio, you could drive within 2 hours, mostly, and win $3,000, $4,000, however many people are going to show up. So that's one benefit, right? We then have the Angler of the Year race. You guys come, you compete your best 7 events. If you win, Chris Hill comes and his brand new tracker that I know he's going to buy next week at Sizzle Marine. He comes, he wins 7 events. Boom. Angler of the Year, $7,000 paycheck. John Davis and Sean Dolphin battle it out at the end of the year for Angler of the Year. Whoever wins, boom, $7,000 paycheck. Is it $2,000 for second place? I don't know. I think it's $10,000 total, 7, 3, and 1, or 2 and 1, I think. Anyways, 3 places for Angler of the Year, and $1,000 I think is the least you can win on the weight side. On the length side, $2,500 for first place, $1,000 for second, $500 for third. Then you move on to the championship. That's not it. That doesn't stop there. If you finish in the top 20 of the Angler of the Year race, you get invited to a championship. Your invitation comes from me. I say, hey, you've made the top 20 of the Angler of the Year race, and join us at dinner. Last year we did it at the Dirty Dutchman. The trail pays for the whole thing. You come out, you have dinner with us. We vote on where we're going to fish. We landed on Cincinnati. This year, who knows? It's on the river. That's the only thing. You have to vote somewhere on the river. We all go and that's a good idea, Spence. I'm going to design some. Yes, that's a good idea. I'll add them to the website. You can buy them from the website. You go on to I lost my train of thought. Oh, we go to dinner, we all vote, then we go and fish. The championship this year, first place, $7,000. Second place, $2,000. Third place, $1,000. Big fish, $1,000. $11,000. That's not it. Then you finish, like we fish all year. If you can fish 20 events, that we have a cool tournament at the end of the year this year. The overall points race. That is every event you fish. If you fish all 20 of them, almost guaranteed you're going to get in there. We already have an angler that signed up for the whole trail. He's in. Signed up for the whole trail, paid his entry fees. He's ready to go. I would almost guarantee you he finds a spot in the final 8. The final 8 unless who knows, we might have 20 people fish the whole trail. I don't know. But the final 8 in the overall points race, every single event you fish, if it's 8, if it's 10, if it's 16, if it's 19, whatever it is, those points are added together, and that puts you on the overall points race. The winner of that wins $1,000. The top 8 out of that, in May, we're going to invite you somewhere in Ohio. I don't know where. We're going to invite you somewhere in Ohio. We're going to pay for your lodging. We're going to pay for your food. It's free entry. You're going to go head-to-head against somebody else. So number 1 will go against number 8. Number 2 will go against number 7, or we may draw, whatever it be. It's a bracket style like March Madness. We're going to invite you somewhere in Ohio. On the river, on the Sandusky Bay, on the Maumee River, somewhere we've never fished, Madison Lake. I don't know where we're going. But we'll pay for your lodging. We'll pay for your food. We'll pay for your entry fee. And that, all of that, Ross, you live in Ohio, so you don't need one. if you live in Ohio, you're fine to fish up to the Buffalo Bridge in West Virginia. That I think pays, I don't know, $1,500 to win and $1,000 for big fish. So you get 8 teams there. They're all facing head to head. If you win it, you win $1,500. Again, free entry. You're not paying anything to get there. I'm covering your entry. I'm covering your hotel. I'm covering all your food. We're going to go out to dinner every night, all of us. So head to head, you win Friday. If you win Friday, you move on to Saturday. If you win Saturday, championship Sunday. But everybody else gets to stay and fish because the biggest fish of the event wins $1,000. So I know it doesn't pay huge money like everything else, but remember, it's all free. You're getting, the only thing you're paying for is your gas. We're paying for your lodging. We're paying for your food. We're paying for everything. Spence, that Elite Eight tournament, that final tournament will all be in one place. Again, we don't know where it's going to be. But it will all be in one place, and it's going to be May of next year. The reason we chose May is because the fishing is phenomenal in May. It will probably be at the end of May next year, not Memorial Day weekend, maybe the weekend before, but you'll get invited to that. If you get in the top 8 of the overall points race, the winner is going to get their check, and then we're going to move on to the Elite Eight, and we will have tournaments before then. Our trail will start in March or in April like it did this year, but then we will have a weekend blocked out Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the Elite Eight tournament. And let me tell you how freaking excited I am about that. That's my favorite part of the whole trail. Like, I love all you guys. I love Gallipolis. I love King of the Bay. I cannot wait until we're doing that Elite Eight tournament next May. I don't know why, but I'm super excited. Super excited. Listen, if we can get a bunch of participants in the King of the Bay, this is just from me to you. If we get 500, 600, 700 participants in the King of the Bay, I will use that money to go buy a boat and give a boat away at the Elite Eight. I want this trail to succeed. That has been our goal since the beginning. We have never veered on anything but looking forward and building this trail to be something spectacular. We're building something that will outlive us, that our kids can take over. And by the time I'm done with this sucker, LeBron James probably be driving back here to fish. It's going to be that big, that popular. So we covered a crap ton of stuff. I appreciate all the interaction on here. Is there any question at all? Do you guys have any questions, any comments, any concerns? I'll answer any question at all. I probably messed up saying that, but what do you guys got for me? I know you guys got something. And I hope you guys are as jacked as I am. Like, I am like sitting here. I am jacked. I can't believe it. Like, we're a week away. We start in 1 week from Saturday. Skipjack, I forgot to say, Skipjack, I need your orders by Tuesday at the latest. After Tuesday, I cannot order any more Skipjack. They're $5 a fish, cash at the captain's meeting. Everything's cash down here, guys, because I'm going to turn around and pay it right back. I'm not going to have time to go deposit and write checks. Can we have Battle of Madison Lake? Able to scale in during the Gallipolis tournament? Yes, David, the scales will be open. We would like everybody to hold their fish until the end, but if for whatever reason you can't, we're going to be live, so we will weigh your fish live and record them that way. Remember, though, if you scale in early, if you come in with a big fish, that counts as one of your big fish. You can't come in with one blue cat over 35 inches and then go back out and catch 2 more. That counts as one of your blue cats. If you come back in with 2 more, you're disqualified because you're only allowed 2 blue cats over 35 inches. Remember, guys, in West Virginia waters, no blue cats under 25 inches. If you bring a blue cat in under 25 inches, and we're not, I know it's only West Virginia waters, but we're making it a tournament rule too. No blue cats under 25 inches. If you come on in with one that's 24, you're going to be disqualified for the event. Pam Smith says, I thought there was going to be a prize for the smallest fish. I guess I'm not winning anything. Come on now, Pam. Let's not forget Salt Fork when you come out of nowhere and knock me out of the Angler of the Year race. So, any other questions? Any comments? Guys, I know we don't talk about it a lot. I need to, but we have the Link Division too. The Link Division is in Cincinnati on Sunday at the Riverside Ballparks, Boat Ramp and Ballparks field there, the boat ramp there. Anybody can fish that. The rules are on the website. It's going to be a pretty cool event. You got to sign up on Fishing Chaos, and you'll have to pay and everything through Fishing Chaos. And then you'll get paid right back out like that day. I'm not going to do it like other people do. Oh, excuse me. Dang. I'm not going to wait to get paid on that. I know some other guys do that. We're just going to pay the tournament trail, pay it out, and then we'll wait to collect the money from Fishing Chaos. But that will be a super exciting event. You can fish. You fish in a boat too. Even if you're in a boat with a live well, you can fish it. I highly suggest you look at the rules before you do, though, because every person in the boat has to pay an entry fee, and you're only allowed 3 rods. So, doesn't look like there's any more questions. Guys, I am super excited for this. I know I've said that a million times, but
yeah, and screening.
Let's. Oh, where'd it go? Let's close this thing out with the. Oh wait, I just saw a question pop in. I'm out. I'm going to try to smack down a few coyotes. All right, see you, David. Thank you. Appreciate you. We'll close this thing out with our favorite song written by Man Rose, who's in the comments. If you guys want to give him some love, he does a phenomenal job. But we'll do it with our favorite song. Sing along if you want. Get the kids involved. Whatever you need to do. But here we go.
Well, grab your boat and pole. We're heading for a fishing hole somewhere in the state of Ohio. You may fish in Sandusky, but we ain't gonna count no muskie. It's the Mid-Ohio Catfish Tournament Trail. You may drag out to Lake Dillon. It depends on how you're feeling. It's the Mid-Ohio Catfish Tournament Trail. It don't cost much to enter. You may just be a winner at the Mid-Ohio Catfish Tournament Trail. At the Mid-Ohio Catfish Tournament Trail. Come on down and join us, you hear?
All right. We will see you guys later. Just to be clear, unless you go beyond that bridge Corey mentioned in the West Virginia Department of Natural Resources, confirm you do not need a West Virginia license for the Gallipolis tourney. Yes, if you're an Ohio resident and we're fishing in West Virginia, you can go up to the Buffalo Bridge. After the Buffalo Bridge, you're out of boundaries. You also would then need a West Virginia fishing license. So the boundaries are from the Robert C. Byrd Dam to the Racine Dam and up to the Buffalo Bridge. So with that, we will see you guys later. And like I said, next week's show is going to be a good one. Oh, next week's show, we're going to have our lie detector test administrator on here explaining how lie detector tests work. And you guys will be able to ask him as many questions as you want. He is a certified lie detector test giver, administrator, whatever it is. He is certified. He will be on here next Thursday explaining how the lie detector tests work. Him and I will converse on how we're going to do it. And you guys will have open reign to ask him whatever questions you guys want. I got nothing else. So with that, we will see you guys next week. Until then, please sign up for the Bay, the Channel Cat Challenge, the King of the Bay Channel Cat Challenge. Sign up for that sucker. Let's get that list growing. And please, I'm like 5 boats away from getting 100 boats in Gallipolis now. Let's do it. Call your friends, your friend, your boyfriend's friend, your girlfriend's friend, your aunts, uncles, cousins, whoever. Call them, tell them to get in. They need to join the Gallipolis tournament. We'll see you guys on the water. Thank you.